Get ready with your anxiously attached bestie. So, what is the bare minimum when it comes to an avoidant person? And I just want to give the caveat that I am just coming out of an anxious avoidant dynamic in my relationship. And yes, I'm bitter and yes, I'm angry, and that's okay. I'm trying to acknowledge my emotions because for a year I was asked to make them small and deal with them on my own and hide them away because they were something to be feared in the dynamic of my relationship. So, my last partner would always throw back at me that he was doing his very best and that he was giving me reassurance and he was giving me consistency and he was showing up for me. And he stubbornly refused to do any more than literally the bare minimum. And I agreed and I believe that he truly was doing his very best. I think that even doing that to reach out and talk to me at night and connect with me and talk about deep emotions, that was hard for him. That was triggering for him. I get it. So I do believe that he was doing his absolute best, but it was the bare minimum. But because he, as an avoidant, was so triggered when he would do the bare minimum, he honestly felt like in his delusional mind that he was going above and beyond for me. He never lost that delusion, which is why the relationship did not last. He wouldn't grow. He wouldn't try to grow. He wouldn't try to do any more than he was doing. And it just wasn't enough for me. And I was pushing down 75% of my emotions or trying to sit on them before I reacted so that it could be more palatable for him. I did everything that all of the books and podcasts say to do when you're dealing with an avoidant. I would go and try to self-soothe, which was excruciating. I would journal, I would meditate, I would do things that would calm and regulate my nervous system. And I would really only come to him with probably 25% of my triggers. But even those were way too much for him to handle. So unless an avoidant is actively doing work, going to therapy, trying to address the child wounds that have brought on the avoidant attachment, I don't see how this works. Because you're literally asking the avoidant to put themselves in extreme discomfort and go against what their instincts are screaming for them to do just to merely connect with you, just to show up as a partner should show up, just to help you and comfort you in everyday just emotions, but once in a while when you're feeling triggered. And that is asking so much of them that it's almost impossible to ask them to do more than just the bare minimum, because as you get to know and grow and love them, you realize that they're just not capable of doing it. They're already going way past what they're comfortable with, but unfortunately for an anxious person, it's just not enough, which is the fear that keeps them avoidant and unable to do more than the bare minimum.